Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody.
Donald Trump couldn't be clearer. He refuses to answer questions about Jeffrey Epstein that he himself promised he will answer.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would.
People can expect actual movement on this. It's not just empty promises.
Oh, Donald Trump doesn't make empty promises.
Yeah, right.
But it seems this silence is no accident. Right now, with the spotlight on Israel's war on Gaza, Epstein's story has become not just the mysterious death of a gross sex offender and his unconfirmed client list. Now, people are questioning alleged links to an Israeli foreign intelligence agency at the heart of it all, Mossad, and the serious revelations this could uncover about foreign influence at the highest levels of power. So what is this Israeli link in the Epstein scandal, where fractures appear to be only deepening within the Maga support base? At a recent conservative summit, Trump's own Maga base exploded in fury over the so-called Epstein files. Epstein is currently being tied to a range of public figures: the Clintons, Trump, Prince Andrew, Michael Jackson, Stephen Hawking, even by his own MAGA supporters. They want the full truth, aka the release of a full Epstein client list, and they want Attorney General Pam Bondi fired for burying it. For months, President Trump and his allies promised new revelations about Jeffrey Epstein. And back in February, Bondi had even insisted that the client list was sitting on her desk.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
But when the much-hyped documents were released by the Department of Justice and the FBI, they included no client list and no new information. They claimed there's no client list or credible blackmail evidence against Epstein. This led to significant backlash, with major news outlets referring to Bondi's botched handling of the Epstein files. Trump backed Bondi publicly on his Truth Social account, praising her for doing a fantastic job and the perfect administration that produced the files. But his base rejected her outright. In an interview with Piers Morgan, former CIA officer John Kiriakou explained why he thinks the Epstein files are being dealt with in this way.
The accusation is that he was an access agent for the Israelis, and that's something that the intelligence community really doesn't like to touch. Why upset the balance over one dead pedophile? Isn't it easier just to cover it up?
And leading this army of worried MAGA warriors is conservative commentator Tucker Carlson, who, during his speech at the Turning Point USA Student Action Summit in Florida, criticized Trump for shutting down questions about Epstein amid allegations of the deceased sex offender's links to former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak.
You have the former Israeli Prime Minister living in your house. You have had all this contact with the foreign government. Were you working on behalf of Mossad? Were you running a blackmail operation on behalf of foreign government?
And then he went even further and added,
by the way, every single person in Washington, D.C. thinks that. I've never met anyone who doesn't think that.
It is true that former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak also met with Epstein multiple times and went into business with him. Victims say Epstein forced them to meet Barak and other influential figures. Alan Dershowitz, a Netanyahu ally and Epstein's lawyer, ties the scandal directly to Israeli political power. And the claims about Epstein's links to Israel go even further. Many investigative journalists who have written about Epstein, such as Julie K. Brown, who is perhaps the most renowned for bringing him down, have also written about his alleged links to Israel. His close ties with Robert Maxwell have been emphasized, a media tycoon deeply connected to Mossad, pointing towards the Israeli intelligence thread. Epstein's relationship with Maxwell's daughter Ghislaine allegedly puts him at the center of this covert network. Maxwell's mysterious death has already raised questions. One recent tweet pointed out, after Ghislaine Maxwell's dad died, presumably after falling naked off his yacht, the funeral included at least 6 Israeli spy chiefs, plus Tony Blinken's stepfather. And then, at the same time, Newswire was quick to point out that the Daily Mail had reported Maxwell willing to reveal Jeffrey Epstein's client list, but is being blocked by congressional Republicans. And so it seems, Epstein's crimes could extend beyond personal depravity, with many questioning if he could be part of a sophisticated Mossad intelligence campaign to gain leverage over US political and financial elites.